London Market Forums, bringing insurance professionals together.
Thanks for joining this session. This is part of our quarterly series of practice group sessions. Delighted to have a whole selection of people here today from across the market. So the change and transformation one, of course, was our very first practice group we created 2 years ago. It's probably the most popular in terms of distribution. And today we've got quite a good agenda. So I'm delighted that we've got Charles Taylor InsureTech supporting the event.
We believe very much, and we see this with our clients, that there's a polarization of what's driving activity, and we split it into health and wealth. So there's investments in change and transformation to improve productivity and operational effectiveness of businesses, and then there's investments which are going to drive revenue through new products, new services, new markets and distribution.
I would propose that COVID perhaps single-handedly has begun to change the mindset of our industry. And I think that's possibly one of the biggest barriers to change in our market. It would be very interesting to hear people's views on that, if within their own organisations the mindset around technology is beginning to change. I think the other thing we've seen is we are being approached now by companies with business questions rather than just looking for an RFP to replace a system. So for example, we were approached by one of the biggest managing agents a couple of months ago saying, in 3 years' time, we don't want to touch 95% of our claims. A hell of a statement, but nevertheless, it's how we're now generating discussions rather than just delivering an RFP. And the final thing is, as a result of what's happened in the market, we're seeing, and these are words probably I would never have used in the insurance market up until this period of time, in terms of focus and speed. We seem to have done a lot more work in the last 6 months than we would have done if we'd have been in a natural sort of habitat and environment. And that's because people, I think, are focusing, as Tom said in his opening, people are focusing on health and wealth and in-year savings. So we're seeing people focusing on projects, but we're actually seeing them get to a decision and then the implementation happening a lot quicker.
A lot of, focus on operational capability and resilience. And by that, it was meant by your ability to talk, service and sell to customers, and re-establishing those fundamental links came across. A nice reference to staying alive.
The other thing that we discussed was the balance between managing market projects and managing internal projects and the prioritization of that. I mean, all those projects are still going on, but how do we do that in a world where most of the stakeholders are all disparate, they're all over the place. So, okay, you can try and bring people together like this, but it's quite difficult actually within an organization to bring all the right people together in one place.
I can't remember who it was, but someone in the group made reference to even the fact now that 90% of organisations know how to run a Webex, whereas go back sort of 6 to 12 months ago, people didn't even know how to, or would complain about the technology not working or not being able to operate it effectively.
On this triangle, you've got business, technology and users. But what's quite interesting is that the relationship between the business and the technology is the system design, the business and the user is the brand design, and the technology and the users is the interaction design. And so really, when we start thinking about change programs, it's not just these 3 items, there's 6 items, moving parts that we have to focus on and bring people with us. Because if any one of these is resistant, then the thing actually falls down.
Especially, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for taking part and sharing your own perspective on it, because it is all about learning from each other. And if we can keep people during this time connected, I think that's certainly not a bad thing. So we really appreciate your time and thank you for joining us. And we certainly look forward to seeing you all again very soon. With that, do take care, and we'll send you details of this and any slides or whatever. It'll go up on our website and we'll send you a link to those. So do stay tuned and we'll be in touch very soon. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Bye.
Great. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great